We are doing all right. We're live. How's it going? Sorry about that. I just really wanted to do this because I saw the movie The Samaritan. I don't know if you guys have heard of this movie. It's a Sylvester Stallone flick, and it is fucking hilarious. If you're the type of person that likes really bad movies, so bad that they're good, I highly recommend you watch Samaritan. It is on, I think, Amazon. I think I watched it on Amazon Prime, and I gotta tell you, it was 2 hours. That would be the that would be their tag, like literally their slogan on the movie. Siskel and Ebert give it two thumbs up with a credit of it was it was 2 hours. I mean, it's supposed to be like a superhero flick, and I guess Sly is trying to cash in on the dough. It's fucking totally understandable. I mean, they're not hard to write. So, what was cool about it was that it gave this weird kind of RoboCop feel. Like the place is supposed to be called like Garden City, I think, and it is just very corrupt and just totally fucked up. A lot like how Detroit was with OCP and all the great stuff that we watched on RoboCop 2. The third one, when he flies, I didn't care for that one. Give me one moment. So sorry about that. So, anyway, I'm starting to think maybe I should start narrating things, or at least placing these videos in a better light where I can have visuals. Um, Unfortunately, visuals take a lot of money, and I don't have it. So, yeah. Okay, so about Samaritan, let's keep talking about that. It has some of the funniest CGI I've seen in years. You can tell everything is spliced in, and you can definitely feel the you can definitely feel how fake everything is, and at the same time it just draws you in anyway. And then you got you got Euron Greyjoy as our nemesis, whose name is Nemesis. Actually, it was they put a lot of thought in this. And so, basically, the gist of it was Samaritan is supposed to be some, everybody's favorite hero kind of guy. And then he gets in a fight with his brother. This has been a long time coming, and so they finally fight to the death. One of the brothers comes out alive. Now, if you know anything about movies, you will naturally gravitate towards the idea that this is Nemesis the whole time, and that Samaritan was the one that died. I remember calling that right away and thinking that's going to be the twist here. I was wrong. The twist is that it was actually pretty fucking funny, and actually, uh, it was actually really good. I can't help it. I love bad movies, and this one is really bad. Of course, it's a Balboa production, so that means, of course, he's not gonna kill himself off. He never kills himself off his own movies. If you've ever noticed that, I mean, he broke even when he did the final Rocky film, because I mean, if you see a picture of Sylvester Stallone with anybody, you'll notice he's always got his fist to their face. Yeah, so I'm guessing he's pretty vain as a human being, but Nevertheless, and yeah, I mean, you can literally feel like he just said, "Hey, I did the Guardians of the Galaxy. Might as well do this." And probably took him like 45 minutes to write it, and said, "Let's just make a really good, like a Rambo for kids." When it was funny because when in the 80s and the 90s, we were, they knew we were the ones watching the movies, and so they made toys for us that were R-rated films because they knew we were watching it. I mean, RoboCop is a sick ass movie. Oh, man, we are not popular at all today. Sorry, I am just feeling really sick. And I figured, you know what, it's Labor Day, and 9 times out of 10, I end up sitting at home on Labor Day. Like, I don't know what the proper celebration terms are. Like, I don't know if are you supposed to go, like, grilling or something? I'm probably grilling, I'm guessing. I mean, beginning of September. Okay, I guess I can see that. Alright, so moving on. If you guys think I ever plan any of these shows, I really don't. And if you knew that, I'm sorry that it's that obvious. So, yeah, I was talking to a friend of mine, and I just like the fact that he had told me that he appreciates these little videos because I still do them, whether or not, they're high in viewership or not. Because I mean, you can land a few of these videos and they'll, I can make a couple thousand views off of a standard music video. But I really wanted to do an open floor format and an open forum chat, but we're just having trouble with the basically with the streaming. And I know I said I was gonna have this fixed, but obviously I'm not very good at it. So I don't know. I would like you to leave a comment and let me know if you think I should start just narrating, horror stories, or I originally did want to do that for a while, but I didn't want to take anyone else's stories because I know it's fair use or whatever, but I still feel like you owe that, attention. You owe the actual creator that respect to track them down, find out who actually wrote this, and give the credit where credit's due. I've always thought that was the right thing, but I'm watching a lot of shows doing this. Oh, hey, how you doing, Scott? How's it going? So again, if you're just jumping in, we're talking about I'm talking about Samaritan, and if you have Amazon Prime Video, definitely watch it because it is so funny. It's that bad of a movie that it's just hysterical. So, yeah. Don't know why. I'm just starting to just feel really sick all of a sudden. Went to the store, meeting this woman who was probably the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. She's like 5'2" and just perfect, and just in all black and yoga pants. Thank God for yoga pants. And yeah, I could smell her perfume from like a mile away. This chick must have like stop bathing in perfume, ladies. Just stop doing it. It's not attractive that when you walk away, I can still smell you 6 minutes later. I mean, it's good to have that little. You want that lingering scent. That is, to me is sexy. That lingering scent, and that's what I think men should try to do as well. I mean, I always purposely put um, whatever cologne on my pants, normally on my pants, so that way whenever I walk by, you should smell a little cologne, but not that much. I mean, you're not like a 14-year-old bathing in Axe. Like that's gotta stop too. You teenagers freaking stink. I'm sorry. I mean, at least my generation. I know it's gonna sound bickering, but my generation, we sometimes there was always a guy that wore too much cologne, but it was it was at least he was doing something. I mean, you kids stink. I mean, you smell like pit, and you know what? I I don't know if they don't know or if maybe it's just me. But yeah, come on, kids, start washing that ass. Just wash the ass, all right? I understand. We should go back to doing that anyway, though. Stop wearing deodorants, fragrances, anything that's non-natural, like I think Muslims do that. They also like don't believe in toilet paper, I believe, because you're not supposed to touch your body with something foreign, which is, um, yeah, whatever. It's religion for you. I don't get it. A heaven without bacon. It's just not a heaven I want to be in. I'm sorry. Um, yeah, I'm sorry about that. So anyway, my point was that this woman, even though she had embodied, to me, she was the embodiment of sexuality. There was still that flaw there, and it was worse than a physical flaw. It's just the fact that when you look stuck up and you look like you you're on a mission to murder somebody instead of just walking along. I mean, I tend to kind of like, I don't know. I got a strut when I walk. I have a certain like strut. I don't know. It's like a penguin. But yeah, these women. Um, I mean, if you're gonna wear heels, please know how to walk in them because that's always hilarious to see that. I mean, it's fun for me to watch, but I mean, I'm sure you guys don't want to do that. I'm probably gonna. I have to delete this. This actually isn't going anywhere. Here, I'm sorry, people. I'm stoned. Um, what's it called? As usual, Uncommon Ground on Sunday is going to be another show. I think I did write some stuff down. Monday topics. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. The oddities of meeting strangers and reconnecting with the outside. Personally, I believe this new age just kind of left us empty, or at least emptier than where we started. Uh, the way that we look at the internet now is going to be the same way we look at cigarettes in the future. And COVID definitely changed that. In my opinion, I think it changed it for the better because now I'm starting to notice people are actually reaching out to one another and actually talking rather than just ignoring people. Um, everyone's on their phone. Everybody plays with their phone. But if you talk to someone, you'd be surprised at the fact that they actually will speak back at you. And actually, I think it's because we inherently are lonely, and the meta universe is just not working. It's a simple state of mind rather than what could be the greatest tool of our lives. I mean, facts and truths become clearer answers come at prices, but that price is only time. The only thing a person is best used at capacity is to take away their time. Distraction keeps from self reflection, and distraction keeps self reflection in the mirror and out of your eyes, if that makes sense. And so we see as ourselves as something we're not. And the airbrushed, perfect body model living lifestyle luxury, I think people are starting to wake up and realize that it's a dream. It's a nice one, but it's a dream nevertheless. It is not something that's going to make you happy. It's not something that's going to replace anything that you specifically wanted. And it's like how Jim Carrey had said, I wish everyone had gotten rich and famous, so you realize there's just nothing there. When you get to the top, it's just more top. And I'm hoping after, a couple of decades, we're starting to really start to know that whole luxury thing is a dream. People don't really live like that. You'll see that model pulling the person on the picture along, but they're about as real and as meaningful as owning that coveted pair of shoes that you see in the window of like your nearby shoe store. You know, they're, you know, yeah, they're just about as meaningful as that. Once you get it, you're happy, but no one has ever been spared a bad day because you had a nice pair of shoes. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, tragedy will hit you when it hits you. It does not care what you are wearing. And my point is that we are starting to look at life itself and what is meaningful in life, and the circumstances that we're leaving ourselves with is that you need to be, filled with boxes of shoes and video games and as many screens in your face as possible. And I'm starting to notice just a little tiny uprising in people not wanting to live that way at all. And I'm not saying they're going off a grid or anything, but they keep Facebook to a minimum. It's not a matter, if that feels like a matter of disciplining yourself, I think you're already a little too deep, and that's kind of sad. you know your life should not revolve around this, what you're looking at right now. Um it's just it doesn't surprise me that the amount of depression in children and adults has been never so I mean it's never been so high. And that's simply because, I mean, look at where we're at. you know we we we, we try to live with this little monicum of dignity, and you know you can sell that. And so hopefully this trend will continue in its downfall, because I really appreciate human beings for what they can be, not necessarily who they are. I just think we as a people should move on and realize that, okay, the internet's great. It's great for this entertaining or informative kind of reasons, but with all the scams, glitches, data costs, all that crap, your Facebook is not a real place. So don't. I just don't see why you would just be so full of why that would take up so much of your time and your patience and your emotions. I'd much rather go to a bar and meet someone, across the bar, and physically and objectively they can be less attractive. But how you doing, Sherry? How's it going? It's kind of got thrown off there. Sorry. It's definitely um, amazing to see how human beings are now starting to just talk again. Damn, the whole vanity part of Instagram and TikTok. I mean, it's bullshit. We all know that it's bullshit. It's airbrushed and it's not reality. And so, you know, when you're on a bus or something, I love seeing that I'm seeing less headphones, more people kind of looking around, and maybe we can actually get back to a time where you can offer someone a stick of gum and they'll actually take it. That happened on the bus the other day. I offered some complete stranger just a stick of gum, and yeah, she was so like just happy that I reached out that we ended up talking the entire ride. I love that. I love that about people, and yeah, I just don't want us to lose that. And um, yeah, it's a scary thought to lose that humanity and that connection that we don't even know that we have. I mean, that whole 6 degrees of separation. I mean, or whatever. Yeah, like you. No matter what, you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that is famous. So who gives a crap? I mean, if we're all really that connected, then let's just move on from that and get to enjoy each other as the people we are. And yeah, it's gotten to the point where also being a person in the public eye, there's this need for them to fall and this constant schadenfreude that people are obsessed with. And uh, from Kevin Spacey to, I mean, not that they have any, not that they're innocent in any way, but we love it so much to destroy them. So when you think about it, you're going to the top to be criticized, ridiculed until you are what? Just the person they wanted you to be. And I don't know about you, but I couldn't care less who likes me for who doesn't like me for me. If you're not liked by one person, move the fuck on. There's so many more people, and excuse me. I just think that we need to look at how small our worlds really are, and with the internet, we're making them more and more enclosed, and we're not reaching the potential that we can. And especially with the internet, we can use this as probably the greatest tool, like, of any generation. But we use it for the wrong things. It's common for America to do that, and other certain parts of Europe, and it's just sad, but it's true. We create some of the greatest things and some of the most beautiful things, and um, these things get destroyed and get used the wrong way. A man had created a H2O powered car, for instance, and GM Motors purposely went off and made the same patent that guy was waiting for, and he was waiting for a patent on his engine, and GM just took it, took the patent, and never sold it, never used it, never did anything. So this guy is sitting on technologically speaking, probably one of the best and most advanced cars, and he can't even bring it out to the street because for some reason we allow ourselves to just be bullied into corporate satisfaction, and I don't ever want to sound like a Alex Jones type, but eventually the monetary system gets old and it gets tiresome, and you can't help but look at your surroundings and just say, this shit's gotta go. Why can't we change this? Why can't we fix this? We are better people now than we've ever been. And when people say that things are at an all-time low, that's not true. There has been a lot of progress, not nearly enough, but we have to look around and say, yeah, we have come a lot further, but we still got to keep moving, sure, but at least acknowledge the progress you have made as a species. We don't have slavery legalized in civilized countries. We have technological mammoths and behemoths and, just massive industrial talent. And we all have that, this need to create, this need to build, this need to want to add to society. I think that's inherited. I hope it's inherited. I know for a fact that I never wanted my life to revolve around no one. I wanted my life to revolve around something, not just myself, but something I believed in. I honestly think that people that live without any kind of moral code are simply lost. I mean, everyone should have their standards and where their breaking points are. And honestly, I think they should be tested as well. You only know how strong the wall is by testing it, by throwing yourself against it. So, I don't know. Maybe that's crazy. Maybe that's not. I don't know. Um, but when you look at a species like ours, it's so primitive and then at the same time brilliant. And the only thing that's really primitive about us is something that you can't see. What is primitive about us is intangible. It is simply the way our brains are structured and the way we think. That is the most provoked thing that we have. That's the biggest flaw. And that, you know, it can't be a coincidence. Um, so I really, really hope people do want to make more out of themselves and make more out of what we see, because in the end, you're not taking it with you. You're nothing's going to be taken with you. I think I'm going to close that up for the half hour's up. Alright, so tomorrow I will have a more structured idea of what I'm going to be doing. I will go ahead and post up around probably around noon. I want to start filming these things and getting them done beforehand and not doing them live, but again, that's the whole point of STS, is to shoot the shit. And you know, um, so it's always been something. Everything I've worked on has always been something interactive, whether it's music, whether it's comedy, whether it's, whatever it is. It's always interactive. I always want more more feedback, more activity. Like, I used to run a site. I told my friend Scott about this. That I used to run a site. We did, it's called Bios for Pyros. That was letting people write to us and send us their life stories, and we would print them. But when we would get them out there, more people would start jumping in because they started seeing themselves in their own stories. Thank you very much, Sherry. I really appreciate that. Um, so I want to talk about that more tomorrow, and get more. on point with what I was saying about the interactivity. But yeah, the site got closed down because of Squarespace, and I don't know what Squarespace is, but it destroyed Weebly, which is how I lost the bios for Pyros. And then some of them were even just short stories, poems, haikus. We took everything and we saw it for what it was and what it is, and we saw people. We didn't see type. We didn't see font. We didn't see text. Although we were reading text, we didn't see it. It was absorbed, and we could understand. And you know what? That was probably the least lonely I've felt in a long time. Was knowing that there was that many people writing it to us and letting us know that we were not alone. So, thanks a lot for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. Hopefully, um, as usual, I'll have another better show for you tomorrow. And please put in the comments anything, any ideas. I read them. Um, and yeah, as always, I will see you on the other side. Thanks a